This is Hatch, and you're watching Hatchet Gaming Production, featured by Second Wave Elites. And in today's video, we are going to watch State of the Game. And we're having a little bit of connectivity issues, so this is going to kind of be a start and stop State of the Game. So let's jump into it.
Welcome everyone to the State of the Game for the 8th of June. Today I'm actually pretty excited because I get to talk to some friends of mine from Newcastle, from Reflections over there. So we got more today than we did last week. That goes without saying. But this morning, quickly before we get into these guys on Skype, we had a few fixes deployed this morning. Some of the talent interactions with mobile cover, adept, and some other things have been fixed, as well as underground assignment rewards are now working. That's enough. All right, time to get into it. Let's. I have my earpiece in, and we're gonna see if this works. Guys, can you hear me? Crossing live to Reflections. Tom, Mark, you there?
Hey.
All right.
Hey, how you doing?
Seem to be coming through loud and clear. Tom and Mark, you are both senior game designers at Reflections, correct?
That is correct.
All right. How long have you been at Reflections?
Ooh, I've been at Reflections 5.5 years now.
Yeah, we both just celebrated our 5-year anniversary.
Yep.
Together.
Oh, that's cute. Got a bit of a package deal there. All right. This seems to be coming through nice and safely. Okay, so today, streams. So you know, we are talking about global events today coming in 1.7, and it's we apparently have notifications on as well on Skype. All right, I've got to shut those. But global events are one of the features coming in 1.7, and you'll be able to experience them on the PTS in a few weeks' time. We don't have a date for the PTS just yet, but today we are going to show you that for the very first time. Anyway, so what are global events? You've heard the community talking about them a bit, but I think it's better to get things straight from the horse's mouth when we can. All right, so I kind of want to talk to you guys, just to kick things off. What are the kind of design intentions for global events? What kind of role do they fill? Who will they appeal to? That sort of thing.
Well, hopefully they're going to appeal to the majority of the player base. What we want to do is give players a way to experience the existing content, but in a different manner. Okay. So, you know, these missions have been out for a while. We want to challenge them to play the missions in a different way, maybe move through the environment differently. And we kind of want to make the open world and PvE relevant all of the time.
Okay, so this is PvE focused.
PvE specifically, yeah.
Correct. I think that's going to be received pretty well by a bunch of people because we have, rightly so, we've catered to a lot of our PvP audience with some really cool things, and I think this PvE stuff is going to be very cool, and we'll be having a look at that in a second. All right, so in terms of what we can expect from global events, how often will players get to experience those?
So our current plan is to do a global event every month, okay, and that will run for an entire week.
All right, so a 25% uptime, basically.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. And then I was looking through my notes earlier, and then during those other weeks where we don't have a global event, we'll be doing some more of those kind of weekend double rewards, HVT type things going forward. All right. There are some things that we need to get on the table as well. There are tokens that you get for doing global event activities, correct?
Yeah, so to keep the PvE world relevant, we're trying to build this as flexible as possible. So whenever you do any activity, PvE, in a global event, you'll get rewarded global event tokens.
All right.
And with those tokens, you can then exchange those for caches.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm just from chat. Peter, would you mind turning Reflections down a tiny bit in the video feed? There should be a camera 5 or 6 in the audio things. Can we just turn them down a scotch and turn me up a tiny bit? All right. Sorry, guys. That should be. It should be a little bit better. It's no criticism of how beautiful you guys sound, but just you're yelling. You just gosh. All right.
It's the angry Scotsman. That's what it is.
All right. So with the tokens, we'll be able to buy caches and these sorts of things from a new vendor. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. We're not talking about those rewards today, but if people think back to the early streams, we did say that there would be new vanity stuff that we'd never seen before, correct?
Correct, yeah.
All right, so that's tied to global events.
Yes.
All right, we could talk about it and look at our stupid faces for a time, but I kind of want to talk about it and look at some gameplay. Are you guys cool with that? You won't be able to see it, but we'll show the stream what's going on. Sound good?
I'm sure it'll be awesome.
All right, okay. Gabe, this is your turn. All right, so Gabe's just going through the terminal. So we have a new area in the terminal that will be opening up in 1.7. And so we're looking towards a new vendor over there in the corner. We're not ready to show exactly what will be on that vendor, but there will be some things that you will spend the tokens that you earn during the global events, correct?
Yeah.
All right, this is a cool little terminal. All right. Also, in this room, you will be able to access the leaderboards. How do the leaderboards work for global events, guys?
So leaderboards are designed to be as inclusive as possible.
Okay.
Because it's a duration-based event, we didn't want like a cumulative leaderboard where it's just grinding out numbers. Mm-hmm. So it's a kind.
All right, so here's their connectivity issue.
All right, so we seem to be reconnected now. Sorry about this, guys. The Twitch servers are giving us a bit of grief today. We don't want to miss anything, so if it does drop again, we'll don't go anywhere because we will be back. Apologies, although it's not our fault. Sorry, people. We are here back now. Okay, so chapter 2. Let's continue.
And again, okay, so let's go here.
All right, so we seem to be reconnected now. Sorry about this, guys. The Twitch servers are giving us a bit of grief today. We don't want to miss anything, so if it does drop again, we'll don't go anywhere because we will be back. Apologies, although it's not our fault. Sorry, people. We are here back now. Okay, so chapter 2. Let's continue. All right, so we seem to be reconnected now. Sorry about this, guys. The Twitch servers are giving us a bit of grief today.
They're giving a lot of grief from the looks of it.
This gives us a bit better. This has happened before, and the ingest servers in the EU tend to have some issues. If this happens again, we'll try streaming to a US server. There'll be a bit more of a delay, but I want to make sure that we get as much of this information to you guys, regardless of how good these servers hold up. All right, I just want to make sure that we have a second and that people see that we are back, and we will continue on and hopefully not have any more.
Alright, this one.
This gives us a bit better. This has happened before, and the ingest servers in the EU tend to have some issues. If this happens again, we'll try streaming to a US server. There'll be a bit more of a delay. Anymore.
Apparently, it is. There we go. This time it should load the right one.
We are waiting to see if this will have anything. We have red. All right, we're back on Twitch chat, but I don't know if the stream is coming through well. I guess we'll have to see. We're currently streaming through New York, guys. Twitch doesn't want us to do this today. All right. Here we go. Hopefully you can see us. We'll see. All right, let me know if you can see us, and then we can continue on. I'm seeing that we are connected. All right, we're back. All right. Okay. Hopefully this holds up. Sorry about this, guys, but there's not a lot we can do if Twitch won't let us stream. Okay, you see me. All right, great. Okay, we're going to continue on. I'm determined to get through this. Okay, leaderboards. That was what we were talking about. Percentile based. So we have cash tiers. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have varying kind of standards of caches that will affect different things. So you can spend your tokens on different caches, and you will have different percentage chances of getting things from those caches.
Okay, yes, and we'll be ready to talk about what those things are in the future. But there's some cool things that people have never seen before, and we will make sure that you get to see those very soon. Captain Obvious, we're not ready to give a date/time frame for the update. We still have a whole PTS schedule to get through before we do that, but that will be coming soon. Anyway, what we want to do now is continue on to actually show what these global event modifiers do. So when you access your map, like Gabe has just pulled up now, there are some highlighted areas on the map, guys. Can you explain to me what we're seeing when we see these purple zones? What's happening there?
So in addition to the whole world being modified and updated, we also have a global event playlist.
Okay.
And that's a kind of package deal of missions. And those package missions allow us to allow the player to put in a different modifier.
Okay.
So they can choose an additional modifier to the one that's already affecting the world, which will embellish that and also then add a little challenge layer, and that will allow them to earn tokens faster.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have Gabe jump into one of these missions. Subway Morgue was the one that I kind of like. So it looks like Gabe's fast traveling there. So when you do it, I think it's on normal, you get 100 event tokens for completing a mission with the modifier. Is that correct? I think it's 100. Yeah, let's have a look. But yeah, like you said, you can alter that depending on the difficulty and also adding an ability modifier. Gabe, can we just have a look at it with only the global modifier, not with the activity modifier? So people can see? All right, cool. So we're going to have a little run through Subway Morgue and click on some dudes and see what happens. So the global modifier here, Tom, can you tell me about what this one is in this build? I will also preface this with this is a development build. So things in here are subject to change. There are some names in here which aren't accurate. I think you would have seen these referred to as festivals. They're not called that. And there are, again, disclaimer, development build subject to change. Tom, can you, like I was saying, can you give us a bit of a rundown on this global modifier that we're seeing here?
So just confirming you're playing the Rotten to Core modifier, right?
Yes, Rotten to the Core.
Okay, so this one is a cool one related to headshots. And basically when you get a headshot, headshot damage is increased by a number for a short period of time after that. Okay. And the headshot will erupt and apply bleed to all NPCs around it.
Okay, cool. So you guys can't see this. So Gabe's running around shooting people with his SMG, and he's getting a little bit close sometimes. So there's a radius, right? And that will affect the player as well.
For the global modifier, no, because the global modifier is always a positive effect for the player.
Oh yeah, cool.
So the positive one is like squeezing a spot, right? You shoot them in the head explodes, they get covered in bleed. And then when you put the additional modifier on, it adds that challenge element to it.
Okay, cool. Yes, people are saying in chat that it is a satisfying sound. I agree. Kinslayer has a good question. So it makes the mission easier.
Yeah, the whole goal was to just give the players a better feeling of power, right? So there might be a little piece of content you're struggling with, can't get past an incursion or something, you can just run it during the global event week, and it should give you a little boost and a help to get up there.
Yeah, like people are saying in chat, so in the gameplay they are seeing, the bleed is affecting the player.
Yep.
Is that, we don't have the activity modifier on right now. Will that be the case going forward?
What we want to do is, for the global, it won't affect the player. Okay, all right. But potentially an additional modifier, it may affect the player.
Okay, all right. So yeah, exactly. As I said before, guys, this is subject to change. The other thing that we were talking about before, so we're looking at doing these 1 week per month, correct? We will also be doing different global modifiers as well, right?
Yeah, we have a whole host of those planned that we're looking to roll out.
Can you tell us anything about ones that will be coming in the future?
You want to talk about Danger Zone?
Yeah, we can talk about Danger Zone. So, Danger Zone basically promotes players playing the level in a different way. So, as soon as you get close to an enemy, we're going to increase your damage. And then spinning off from that, if you're too far away from the player, we're going to too far away from an NPC, we'll increase their damage to you. So there's a bit of kind of risk rewards. Like I need to get close to do more damage, but in getting close, I'm going to take more damage. So it's really trying to get players to vary up talents, builds, skills, just anything that they may have stagnated with, and make them think about playing the level in a different way.
So we've seen this one on Lincoln Tunnel, right?
Yeah.
Which, I play a sniper build, so usually I like to get up high and take my time clearing them out. But when I played this modifier, this has, challenged me to play in a different way.
That's cool. And again, there'll be leaderboards that apply every time to that, which will reward things that we will be talking about soon, and won't have been things that people have seen before. This is going to be very cool. What about content for hardcore players? Again, people, this is one of the things, just one of the features that is coming in 1.7. This is by no means a reveal stream for all the features that are coming. We'll be talking more about other things that are coming during 1.7 over the next few weeks. Obviously, as we get closer to the 1.7 PTS, which is still scheduled to come on all platforms. Can you guys, I kind of want to talk about another global modifier. Do you guys have any favorites that might be, in your back pocket that we'd like to talk about?
They're really cool kind of group dynamic ones.
Okay.
So there's ones like if you move, you do more damage, but if you're stationary, you start taking damage, right? Like we just start applying damage to you.
Right.
But then we tie that into the group moving around. So if you move with your buddy, you do more damage and you take less damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you start kind of playing levels almost in twos if you're playing in a group of 4.
Yeah.
So it starts kind of, we're trying to look at things where we can push players apart and bring them back together and get them to think in a different way.
Cool.
And we've got kind of crazy ideas too, like, just cool explosions, cool special effects, stuff that really kind of mess with the preconception of how you make your build and how you play the level.
Cool. Is this something that since we are planning to do this going forward, can we look at if the community has any cool ideas for these things? And,
oh yeah, for sure.
All right, okay, guys. If you have any cool ideas for event modifiers, hit us up. Let us know. We'll make sure that all of those threads go towards the guys at Reflections who are working on this stuff. Gabe, could you do me a favor and go and start another mission with the activity modifier on? Because there's some cool full screen status effects for that. Gabe, please. Come on, man. I mean, you could probably do the same one, and that sort of thing. Does the gear score increase? Jay, that is not something coming in 1.7. This is not related to that sort of thing. Off to the forums, yes, Murphy. If you do have any ideas, please let us know. Constructive ideas are also much appreciated. Okay, so we're going to just take a look at the activity modifier here. So for this global modifier, adding this activity modifier on top, do you guys remember what it does? Because I can't quite read it from here.
Basically, it has the global modifier, so you get a headshot buff for a headshot kill, and it will spread the bleed. But what happens now is that the enemies themselves are poisonous. So if you get too close to an enemy, they start doing a damage over time effect to you, and then we turn on the bleed on the headshot. So if you get too close as well and you shoot them in the head, you get bleed on you as well. And that's the kind of full screen effect you'll get, and there's some cool player UI as well.
Yeah, Gabe,
that shows when you're being poisoned.
Gabe has just shown that full screen effect. He's getting nice and close. So what does this? So this effect gives you do you take a damage over time when you are within a certain range?
Yeah, once you're within a radius, you start taking kind of poison damage, but yeah, it's going to be a damage over time effect. And we're going to tune the strength of it, and we may compound it as more men come in. It's going to build and build. But it really works well in kind of enclosed environments. right? Like it really elevates that panic level. And the goal is to kind of get it to a point where you're constantly on the edge of life and death, right?
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to ask you guys before we head off, and if you guys have any questions for the guys over at Reflections, please do let us know. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Gabe's just telling me that the stream is dropping frames a lot. Yeah. We're getting good FPS on the game here, and yeah. Unfortunately, to keep the stream up, we're having to stream to the US, which is giving us a lot of frame drops. I see that. We're getting quite a few. Sorry, guys. But we will have more and more footage for you guys in the following weeks. So hopefully we can get a better connection up to Twitch. Sorry about the stream quality, guys. It's staying up, even though we're getting some frame drops. So I kind of think we better stay and make the best of a bad situation. All right. Let me see if there are any questions in chat that are worth going for. What are the global events tokens used for? So Shootin' XS76, the global event tokens will be used to purchase rewards from the new vendor. We will be showing those not today, but there are some things that you have not seen before, which will be available through spending your global event tokens. There's a lot of good stuff on it. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk to the community about before we head off? Obviously, we have a PTS coming up. What kind of things are you looking for in terms of feedback and testing on global events?
I guess the main things we're looking for is that kind of balance between challenge for the additional modifiers and the excitement level, right? Like, will you guys be pumped to play these? Will they make you think about changing your build? Like, we want to get the week before a global event goes live to be like the hype theorycraft element, right? Where it's like, okay, I'm going to swap out this chest piece, I'm going to use this holster, that's going to mitigate this potentially. Like, we want to really start the lead up to a global event being like an excitable theory crafting phase.
Yeah, I think, yeah, obviously, since it does force players to play in a different way, that's going to be super interesting. And I think to reiterate, this, obviously, since a lot of the global event things will make things easier, and there will be activity modifiers that present different challenges, this is meant to be fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun, great, because there are some cool rewards that people will get out of this. So I'm looking forward to showing those off and seeing what people think of those. Anything else you guys are looking for before we run off? Because I think I will be talking to Mark. Are you able to join me next week on Thursday? Is that cool? We'll talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, I think I'll be coming back. Yeah, next week.
Tom, we won't have you, unfortunately. But
okay, big man.
yeah, what can you do about that? Let me just check before we head off. Naked Cowboy, yeah, we are having issues with the Euro server, so we're having to go through a not ideal New York server for us here in Sweden. Savage, that's a cool request. I like that. What did you miss? Derek Dunbar, that is a good segue because we should just recap everything that has gone on this stream because we're going to head off kind of soon. So today we've been talking about global event modifiers with the guys over at Redstorm. We've got Mark and Tom here to talk about that. I said Redstorm, I meant Reflections. Guys, I'm sorry.
It's on the wall.
Yeah.
I know, I
mean,
wasn't looking. I'm really sorry.
One job.
Oh, I
one
had
job.
one job. Fired. Oh, the worst. I'm sorry. But we will be in the next few weeks talking to the guys at Redstorm, so that's going to be cool.
And they are cool guys.
Yeah. They are cool. All right, good save. Thanks, Tom. Jeez. All right. But so we've been talking about global events coming in 1.7, which you people will be able to test on the PTS when that is coming soon. No date on that just yet. But you will have global event modifiers. You have a new token system for buying rewards. There are leaderboards. If you have any questions about those things, you can find out more in the article that will be coming out tonight for State of the Game. The State of the Game article will have a little bit of information. There will be a proper full-length article on the website tomorrow, correct, Peter? All right, we got that right. And you can also watch the past broadcast, which will unfortunately be chopped into many bits because the Twitch servers hate us. I'm trying not to take it personally, but that is hard. Guys, that's all for today. We're going to be heading off in just a second. We're going to say goodbye to the guys at Reflections. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Tom, for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Seems to have our connection seems to have held up okay, but that's how things are. Anyway, I appreciate it, and we'll see Mark. We'll see you next week. Tom.
Sure.
Thanks for bailing on me next week, but that's fine. All right.
We're still friends, right?
We're still friends. I promise. All right, I'm gonna mute you now, and we'll talk again soon. Okay.
Cool.
Take it easy. Bye bye. All right, let's hang that one up. All right. Sorry everyone for the. I can take this out now. Ow, my ear. Sorry everyone for the issues getting this up to Twitch today. Sorry for the dropped frames. That's the way things work. But global events, that's the first time we've shown any of that, and I want to see what you guys think about them. Please drop by the stream again tomorrow. I'm going to be here playing 1.6.1 tomorrow on our setup the game we're just playing on. And I want to talk about these things because I think it's going to be interesting to have some open dialogue about what you think, what you hope for, what you would do if you had your say. Pulse hit. Please explain the commendation that just popped up, though. That's something we're going to talk about next week. So, spoiler. There you go. But you guys can look back and theorycraft as to what that might be, what that might mean. Like I said, there is more coming in 1.7 than we are talking about today. But I would prefer to show you things as they come, and we can show them to you, and then we can talk about them, because talking about stuff is awesome. All right, I will see you all again tomorrow morning. Thank you for coming by the stream. I hope that was a little bit more informative than previously, and that's all. It's weird when I don't have someone else to sit with. Gabe got relegated to the corner. Sorry, man. You don't make the grade. Just me. One day Yannick will return, and we'll be back to normal. And it won't even be as awkward. Well, I probably will be, but that's fine. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
So, that was State of the Game. And I've talked about this, I've heard other people talk about this, but now we actually seem to have a little bit more detail and actual taste on what's going to happen with global events. And so it's going to have the anticipation week, like they'll probably announce it on a State of the Game, and then that following Thursday after that they would probably launch it for that week. At least that's going to be my guess on how they're going to go about it. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works and what other types of modifiers we'll be able to put in. But ability or activity, and then there's the global. And it'll be also interesting to see what we'll be able to get in these caches for the global event tokens. So we're going to have to wait and see. They gave us definitely a tease, but now we just have to kind of wait until they put the rest of it together and give us something more to chew on. I am going to start posting a video about this in more detail later, so be on the lookout for that. And as always, this has been Hatch. You have watched a Hatchet Gaming production for Second Wave Elites. And I'm going to leave a link in the description for my Twitter, where you can keep up to date with all the happenings on my channels. And as I have gone back to the more reliable way to stream to Twitch, so I'll leave a link to my Twitch in the description box below, and you can follow me there as well. Thank you for watching. and I'll catch everybody in the next